the next on the list in the Vidui is Gazalnu. Gazalnu is that we have stole. We stole or we robbed. It says in the Torah, in the Sefer Vayikra, Lo Tiknevu. A person is not allowed to steal or rob. From the Torah, there's Gneva. Gneva is when a person steals privately. And then there's Gzela, when a person robs out in the open. He steals in the open. And the Gemara says that actually Gneva is worse. A person who steals privately is worse because it shows that he's ashamed of people, but he's not ashamed of God. He's not ashamed of Hashem. So that's why he doesn't steal in the public, because he's ashamed of people. But why is he not ashamed of Hashem? Hashem also sees what he's doing. So therefore, a person who steals, his punishment is worse. He has to pay tashlume kefet. If he gets caught, people testify against him, he has to pay double actually. But if a person comes on his own to pay back, he can just pay back the item, or if the item is lost, as the Rambam says in the Perek Aleph Chok Zina, a person who steals and he doesn't have the object anymore, he has to pay the value of the object that he stole, he has to pay back. Now, the Torah considers a person who steals, it's a very big transgression, and a person cannot do teshuvah on it, says the Rambam, until he pays back. He has to pay back what he stole, and it's Kadosh Baruch Hu cannot forgive a person's sin that he did against another Jew unless the Jew himself forgives. It's not up to Hashem to forgive; it's up to the other person who you hurt, and for them to figure it out to forgive you. So you have to appease them, and then afterwards, after that person forgives you or you pay back, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu can forgive you for that sin as well. Because every transgression between us and another person, we need the permission of the other person first, and then Hashem can go and settle the matter with us in Teshuvah. So on Yom Kippur, to be able to do Teshuvah and say Chatati Avita Pashati, and if we stole Chas V'Shalom, we have to do Teshuvah for stealing. You have to pay back, and you have to ask forgiveness from the one you stole from. Now, the Gemara says that originally, if a person would steal, he would have let's say he stole a beam and he put it in his house. Originally, you would have to take a beam out, and you have to give the same beam back. But the Chachamim made it Takanat Shavim that you're able to pay the value, and then if you're not able to get the item back, so in that situation, also in another case, you could pay back the value. But there's many things that are related to stealing. For example, Gnevadat, the Gemara says in Cholin, that a person not allowed to mislead other people. A person cannot put good product on top and then bad product on the bottom. A person cannot go and tell him, yes, this is so-and-so weight, and it's not so-and-so weight, it's really lighter, it's really, you're swindling him. A person, even from the Torah, it's forbidden to have improper measuring systems, even to own them, not to use them, even just to own them in your house. It is forbidden to have a false scale or false measurements in your house, because it's very tempting to use them and to steal. So therefore, a person has to make sure that all the things that he uses to measure in business, and all the materials or products that he gives to people, he has to make sure that he's giving them what he's telling them he's giving them, and he cannot use tricks, and he cannot lie, and cannot say it's new when it's used, or he cannot say it's this amount of weight when it's not, it's less. The person has to know this is also under the umbrella of stealing. Also, using somebody's belongings without permission is also considered stealing. A person cannot say, oh, well, he wouldn't mind. Oh, well, I'll buy another one. It's okay. A person cannot use permission. A person cannot eat a person's food. He cannot use his cups. He cannot use his personal belongings without asking explicit permission. It will be considered stealing. Also, a person has to know that a person cannot gamble. The Gemara said in the Mishnah Masechet Rosh Hashanah, the Gemara said in Masechet Sanhedrin, that gambling Jews between Jews is also considered stealing midrabanan. Chachamim said asmachta lo kanya. When a person puts money involved in the game of gambling, he assumes he's going to win, and when he doesn't win, he doesn't give the money wholeheartedly. So therefore, a person stealing from another Jew when he gambles. There's a discussion about gambling of the goyim, but in general, gambling is not a good habit to get into, and definitely not to go to a casino. People who go on vacation definitely should not be going to Atlantic City and going to these vacation spots, Vegas and all these places, to go to casinos and to be around that kind of environment, which is very, very forbidden. But besides from that, gambling with other Jews, even to make a poker night with friends, or also be asur under gambling, makes a person pasul as a witness. The Mishnah says, Rosh Hashanah, that these are people who are not fit. They're disqualified being a witness to testify for the new moon, and definitely to make him witnesses for everything else in the Torah. So therefore, gambling is also considered a form of stealing. But a person has to check into his life and make sure that he is going to make business honestly. As we know, the Gemara Sechet Shabbat Lamed Aleph says, besides for, they ask you in Shamayim after 120, did you set aside time to learn Torah, like we spoke about the other day? But they're also going to ask you the first question. What's the first question? Asata v'natata be'emunah. Did you do business with faith? Not did you do business honestly. With faith, because to do business with faith, honest, you have to have You have to have faith. Whatever is meant for you, and they decided on Rosh Hashanah, it's meant for you. You think if you scheme and if you take, and I have to go and I have to do and I have to try like this, like that. Whatever is meant for you is meant for you, whether you want it to happen or not. That's what's you're gonna get. Whatever Hashem planned for you on Rosh Hashanah. So therefore, a person shouldn't think too hard and try to scheme and try to outsmart other people through sneaky ways to try to get the money that anyways is supposed to come to you, anyways in a permitted way. It's actually our choice. Hashem says, I'm going to give you this money regardless. You choose. You want it in a mutar way, it's going to come mutar. You want it in a forbidden way, it'll come through Avirah. So it's up to a person to have the emunah not to fall into this test. So there was a wonderful story.